Welcome back to another Everything Auto video. My name's Grant.
And I'm Victor.
And today we have the 2024 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro 1794 edition with the iForce Max.
And she's pretty
P6.
nice.
It's very nice.
Now in this video, we want to talk about some things we love and hate about this car. Hopefully to make your job a little bit easier if you're looking to either buy this car or if you just want to know a little bit more about this car.
Yeah, I say we check it out. Let's go for a drive. So let's just get right into it with the loves and hates in this. We've each got 3 loves, each got 3 hates. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna start it off. My first love has got to be this interior. It is a really nice interior.
She's beautiful.
The white cream color with the wood accents, the walnut accents. Super comfortable. I took it on a really long drive with it. Went back home to my parents' house and then came back. Very nice, comfortable interior here.
And I love the fact that it's heated and cooled.
Oh yeah.
The front
and the back. That is such a sick option right there.
That brings me to my first love, which is actually on the outside of this car. First off, that brown color looks really nice.
It does, yeah.
During the day, you can see the brown. At night, it looks brown but black, depending on what kind of lighting you're in.
And I've seen a little bit of gold flake in there.
Gold flake as well.
Yeah, in the sunlight. It looks really cool.
What I do really like, even though I can't really tell when I'm driving, is the sequential headlights and tail lights.
Right. No.
So when you put your turning signal
LED, yeah.
It looks super cool.
All right, switching gears, going right into our first hates. I got to start off inside the interior. You know, it is nice and spacious. There's good amount of storage, but one thing is, under the rear seats, there would normally be storage, but because it's a hybrid, that's where the batteries are located. So when you lift that up, it's just a shelf basically, and you can't hide anything under the seats.
Which is quite unfortunate. That brings me to my hate, which goes back into driving, is the lack of a full EV mode. So I heard this car was a hybrid, or I don't know if it's like a full-on hybrid you want to call it.
It's a very mild hybrid.
It's interesting, and I would have liked being able to just, I know a lot of Toyotas have that EV mode where I think up to like 30 miles per hour you can drive full-on EV. That's not the case with this car. I think at about like 5 miles per hour it stops.
It'll kick in the normal internal combustion engine.
And it kind of fluctuates. Sometimes it kicks in, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of weird on this car.
Yeah, it definitely comes and goes, the hybrid system. All right, so we talked about something we hated. All right, what about something else we love?
Okay, I'll go ahead and say this giant panel. What is it, about 14 inches?
It is 14 inches, I know. I was like, man, that's as big as my laptop.
Dude, seeing Apple CarPlay on here, and the fact that it also has a really high resolution, very color accurate. It just gets really bright. So it's not like it's big and it just looks really weird. It looks great. I like the fact that you also have all these different cameras around the car.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you're worried about having such a big truck and parking, like having all the different cameras, whether you're even off-roading, is extremely useful.
Absolutely. So that off-roadingness and all the cameras for off-roading is a part of the TRD Pro trim package. That adds the multi-terrain view monitor that allows you to see all the different camera angles in the front, and it shows you the gyroscope and all that sort of stuff. But among the that you do get the multi-terrain select and all of those other things, and the shocks and suspension like you get on a normal TRD truck.
Yeah. Okay, so I would have to say the next thing I dislike about this car is definitely the speaker system.
Yeah.
Even though it says JBL on them, they're just not good. And it's because they rattle at pretty much whatever volume you go to. Whether you're listening to music with a lot of bass or even very little bass, it's just too much.
Yeah, I don't know why Toyota is married to JBL at this point, but they need better speakers, honestly.
And I don't know what happened here. Now, they don't sound terrible, but because they rattle as soon as you just go up on the volume, it just kills the whole experience.
Yeah, just at moderate levels, like not loud at all.
No,
they
literally.
rattle,
Yep.
you know. So my hate has got to be the gas mileage on this. So it is rated 18-23. So 18 in the city, 23 on the highway.
Yeah.
However, we have been averaging 18 the entire time. And I was averaging 18 on a long road trip on the highway.
Yeah.
You know,
that is
in
not
eco
good.
mode, just trying to, you know, be as conservative as I could with the gas mileage. You know, I wasn't doing anything crazy. And only 18, which I know it's better than what it would have been with a V8, but it's still kind of a little disappointing to see.
I will say, at least there's a really big tank on here.
Yeah, it's
And
like
so-
23 gallons or something.
Yeah, so
Don't
that,
quote me.
I guess it's somewhere around 20 gallons, right? So I guess since it is a bigger tank, you still will technically have, it still lasts you as long as like a fuel efficient car, but it's going to cost you a lot of money just to fill this up.
Yeah. So getting into the last loves here, my last love has got to be how easy it is to drive.
Yeah.
Okay. This truck, it feels like just a normal SUV.
No, it really
doesn't
does.
feel like a crazy massive truck. We were in 2 small sports cars last week, and then we immediately got put into this big truck, and it didn't feel like that big of a shift. It felt really comfortable, it was solid, and it just was a good driving car.
Yeah, and I could agree with that. It's not intimidating like you think it would be once you start driving it. And that brings me to my last love, which is the 12-inch digital gauge. And it is massive, honestly. And there's a ton of information on here. It's not the most customizable gauge. However, it has all the information you need right in front of you. And honestly, especially when I went to Greenville.
Yeah.
And I took it with me.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of back roads on your way to Greenville. And I just love that it reads the speed limit.
Yeah.
That's a feature that I love with car nowadays, and being able to just to see it on the gauge. Because I have been pulled over about twice in one of those small towns where the speed went from 50 to 30, like in just a matter of like a mile.
Dude, I don't know what it is about this light,
Yeah.
but it's mostly coming from there. I want to just run it all the time. Like, I'm not paying attention to it at all, and just am so close to running it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times.
Bro, and I don't, maybe it's because
That's
that's still
see
in your
that
peripheral
one.
too.
Yeah,
And
I
I
just
don't-
forget that this is a light. So then going into our last hates, my last one has got to be, now this is nitpicky, but I don't like all the chrome on the outside. Now, that's just with this specific trim.
Yeah.
I could get a different trim that doesn't have all the chrome on it, but that's just my personal taste. I'm not a fan of chrome. I would have liked to see it all blacked out, but again, there's a trim option that has
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna ask, was there an option?
Yeah,
for that?
there is an option for it. This specific truck isn't like that.
Yeah. I do like that
so-
more stealthy.
Yeah, just a personal preference, and
Yeah.
as nitpicky, it's hard to hate this truck.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That brings me to my last hate. The last hate for me is the running boards.
Right.
I know there's an option, but I believe it should be a standard with this car just because of how high up it is. Getting out of this car and getting into this car is a little hard.
Yeah.
Especially like, my girlfriend was having an issue getting into
Yeah,
this car.
same here.
It's just a lot. Like, and then you sometimes you got to grab the handle. It's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite end of like a sports car that's like really low.
All right, so that's been our love and hates of the 2024 Toyota Tundra and the 1794 edition trim. Overall, it's a really great truck.
Yeah, it was actually kind of hard to find something to hate about this truck.
Yeah.
We really had a nitpick.
This is honestly probably top 2 full-size trucks for me.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd probably get a different trim,
Yeah.
but if I was in the market for a full-size truck, this is definitely a top contender for me.
Yeah. And something to keep in mind, the whole goal for this video is just to make it easier for you to make a purchase decision. A lot of what we said at the end of the day is also personal preference, but it's just something to keep in mind as you're looking to either potentially buy this truck or if you just want to know some things about it.
Right. And on that note, if you like the video, make sure to give it a subscribe and like for us. It helps us out, and make sure to check out our other content on the truck. We've got some short form content on Instagram, TikTok, and of course here on YouTube.
That's right. I think that's all we have to say, right?
Yep.
Till the next one.
Till the next one, we got a lot more coming.